We have a process each month where we need to determine how many websites we are to be invoicing a certain client. And so I'm going to show you that process, and then we will go through each part of it, and I'll show you how I do it now. You're welcome to adjust the process as long as the result is the same and you go through the same key parts of the process, but I will at least show you what I've been doing, and then you can do it your own way if you want. I'll probably go through a little slower than what I normally do, but still same basic idea. So we go to megaphone-designs.com/WHM. WHM is just like an overall control thing for our server. And so most of what's in here doesn't matter to you, but we do go here to be able to find the list of accounts that we have, list of websites that we have. And so we have username and password, and you will be provided with that. Over here on the left side, then there's this little search box, and so you can just start typing in, and then you type in list, and then we have list accounts here. These are all the accounts we have, and we don't want to go looking through them on here. It's much easier to do these things in an Excel document. So what we want to do is download all records to a CSV file, and if you click that, then it doesn't work. What you need to do is right click it and then click save link as, and then it will be as a fetch csv.txt. That's not what you want it to be ultimately. You want it to be a CSV file, and you can just change this over to CSV at the end of it. And I've got to do a new name for it. So Zimmer Nov, and that's because it's November. Might not be November when you're doing this. Then you just open it up, and then we have all this info, and almost none of it is needed. The only things that we need are what is on here on owner and what the domain is. But we can sort these out, and then we can do a custom sort within Excel. I assume you've done such things before. And we can do owner A to Z, except for we actually want it to be Z to A, because it'll get us to where we want faster. So we're wanting all these ones that say Zimmer 16. And we don't need to worry about the other ones. Not for right now. You might need them for some other purpose actually within the job that you're doing. But at this moment, we don't need them. And I missed one more here that's not a Zimmer. Okay. And then after that, you can delete everything else. You don't need anything but the owner and the domain. And you won't need these other things for anything else you're doing either, even if you do keep the other ones down there. So these are all Zimmer 16. And then what we need to do is there would ideally be a list that was from the previous month that was already set up in the same way. And then we need to be able to figure out which ones need to actually be charged amongst them as well. So there are a couple that will always be gone. We don't need both of these. Okay. And so we can delete that and shift the cells up. Let me see if there's anything else that will always be deleted. There are others that definitely will be because they're on the wrong IP. But we can't know that until we test it out to see. So we have all these sites here. We have 111. And you don't want to go through every one of these and find out if they are on our IP address. See, sometimes we end up having accounts we create and then they haven't yet pointed the actual domain to it, and so we don't charge for those yet. And then other times then we have it where a domain stops pointing to us, and then we need to do further research to find out if the website is no longer a part of their business, if it's no longer a client, or if it's just been a mistake that needs to be fixed. So I go to a site that I can't remember. Here we go, infobyip.com. And then what you can do is you can do up to 50 of these at a time. And so then you can copy it down to there. And then you paste those in here. You look them up, and it doesn't take very long. It just takes a moment. But it will go through and check the IP address on every single one of those. And what we need to do now, there's two different ways you can do this. You can just look through it, and that's perfectly fine. Or you can download the CSV and actually paste them side by side to compare them. I normally just look through them. But we see all these are right. We get down to CMHS pets, and I guess I deleted the wrong one between those two that were identical. But it's the same thing. When you get the 50 at the beginning like that, that just means that it's a redirect type thing from GoDaddy. And so you don't need to worry about that most of the time. We see like Dixie Christian Church, that's not there. Dixie Christian Church needs to be deleted from our server now. Actually, it's been long enough now. We leave everything on there for quite a while after, but it's been a long time. And so we can get rid of that one, and you can line these up side by side, would be more reasonable, obviously. And then you can take a look at them that way. But so Dixie, and then there's Easy Grilling Products, and I know that that one's been gone for long enough that it's not coming back either. And so I need to shift that up and get the Vantage.com. I don't really remember what that is. I'm actually going to go through the whole thing right now. Normally I would make these condensed and skip over things, but I actually need to get this done right now. I actually don't know. It's redirecting, it looks like, but then it's not going to anywhere that I know. So we'll have to find out about that. I don't know that one right now. So the sort of thing I would normally do in a situation like that is take it off to the side and have a column going over here, so that then that way I can have it ready to go. And Howard County, I know that that's not actually part of things, and again, that's something we need to delete. It'll make all our lives easier if we do. And that's the end of those ones right there. And then the shared one is one that's different. It doesn't work like that. Okay, now after that, then we can go on to the next set of 50. And we just paste it in here, look them up. When did this start on? KCMQ. And then we see that we have liqueur, something CPA.com. And I keep thinking they're going to be coming over, but they're still not here. So I don't know what's going on with them. And then we see that we don't have those Lewis people, and I know that they also are genuinely not a part of what we're doing. And we keep on looking. Midmobile.com, we don't, it's not doing anything right now. Those ones are weird. And they get categorized as something different, I believe. And they're not even working at all right now. So we won't be charging for those. Basically, you're just going through here the whole thing, though, and making sure you have them. I need to trim down what's on our actual server so that we don't have to go through as much of a process on your end in the future. This one is actually S2, even though it doesn't have that 192.249.1.2.26, then it has a dedicated IP, and we have a handful of those that exist out there. So that one's fine. Missouri Water Source Zone, MissouriWaterSource.com does not go anywhere, and it should at some point, I think. And we do not have On the Rocks anymore. They went off on their own. And Premier Law Midmo is not here at this time. Reseller, that one's not one you need to do ever. That's another one that always is gone, and it has to be there, but it never will count. And we have Rumors Cabaret is not something we've ever actually done. It just is stuck on our server, and we need to get rid of it. Then select Shop Major Interiors. We're almost there, don't worry. And the Pasta Factory is gone, but we don't want to actually delete them from the server yet. They might come back one day. Tiger Handyman is gone. I'm not sure about them. Oh, and so is TLC Moving Company. They're totally gone, I believe. University Garage is gone. Just these last few here. And actually, we don't even really need to do all of those because some of those are station ones that will never leave as long as they are a client of ours, as long as the group as a whole is. And everything here is good. So then those are all of them that we have. The only one we have a question on as to whether it's for us or not is getthevantage.com. Then, of course, we don't actually need these at this point because they're all owned by the same people. But then we need to be able to ask about that, and so I will check into that and find out what's going on with that one. And then we will also need to compare this to what we've had in the past. And I don't have the list set up in a way that makes sense to show you right now, so I can't do that right now. But what you will have then set up, and I will have this even saved for you in this way, is a list like this from what there have been in the past for these Zimmer sites. And then you will be able to paste and compare, and if they don't add up to be, if they're not all identical, then you will know that you need to let us know something has been dropped, something has been added, that sort of thing like that. And if we want to, we can do some conditional formatting on this, and I can do it or you can do it. I hear that you have skills in those areas, but then where it will just show up automatically if something is different from the left and the right. And then that way you can know where the problem is if there's anything that's different. So that is all that we have on that part right now. Once you get these things all set up and you have this list of sites, then there's going to be another document that you need to put them into, but I don't want you to use the one that we're using right now. I'm going to make a different one for you that is not quite ready yet. It gives you the basic idea, and once you have the other one ready, then you'll know what I'm talking about, I think. Or I might just have David still put it into that one. I'm not sure yet. But if you could at least get those ready and tell us what the differences are, that's really by far the biggest thing, and everything else can probably just take care of itself. So that's the basic idea, and if you have any questions on that at any point, let me know, and I will help you out.